Good afternoon. Hello. If we can get started, please. Thank you. Hold on a little bit. We could try shouting a bit louder. Hopefully the mic is on. If we can make a start, please, because I'm conscious people want to keep on time. Thank you. Thanks very much. Thanks very much for bearing with us. Welcome to the awards part of today's conference. My name is John Bevan. I'm a partner at A&O. I'm also a mental health advocate and one of our mental health advocates within A&O. And as part of my day job, I manage one of our London departments as well. And health and well-being is a key part of our sort of day-to-day business. I wanted to start really by saying how grateful we are to this can happen for the sort of support and programs they provide. We have a number of people sitting within this audience, and the variety of what's put on really helps us shape our thinking, and particularly grateful to all the people who participated in the different sessions, because it's their input that we can really learn from, and particularly learning from different organisations where perhaps the challenges are different to the challenges that we face, and getting a different perspective is really very helpful. And I guess it's very helpful to everybody here in the room today as well. Health and well-being is certainly at the core of our business strategies. It's treated as one of our business strategies. It's not just a sort of HR or people thing. It's fundamental to us. Just as a very sort of small example of that, on our global partner conference calls, when we have our half-year review and we have our end-of-year review, we don't start those calls by talking about our financial performance. Those calls all start by talking about where we're at on health and well-being, where we're at on DE&I, where we're at on pro bono, where we're at on meeting our environmental and social targets. That is the start of the call for all our 550 partners, and that does set a tone. So it's just a small example of how we try to deal with it and the prominence we try to give it. For me, in my day-to-day job, I suppose on health and well-being, there are three key objectives. One is trying to, I suppose, sort of debunk the myth that somehow health and well-being is not compatible with a high-performance culture. In a place like this, it's a demanding working environment. It's very easy to sort of push it away and say, well, look, there's not a lot we can do about the sort of stress in the working environment. And the reality is, actually, however busy it is, there is always something we can do. So that's a key priority for us. Creating an environment of openness and trust is fundamentally important. We want people to be able to talk about their health and well-being, and talk to people, particularly where they're facing challenges, because we can then help manage that. It's certainly something that we need to work on a lot more, and we're continuing to do that. It's obviously a challenge in a lot of organisations. People feel uncomfortable talking about their health and well-being, and that has to be led by us, and particularly led by the partners. A hybrid working environment does create some challenges with that, and it's one of the reasons why we're focused on people being in the office for part of the week. We're not focused on it for the sake of people just being here. There are very important parts of that that are to do with health and well-being and are to do with people's development and training as well. And then finally, just making sure that we've got the resources and tools in place to support our teams, and that they have access to that, whether it's in person or virtual, and they've got people that they can go and talk to, because that is part of putting the right resources and tools in place to support our people. Awards like today are a great way of recognising the contribution organisations and individuals make to particularly the health and well-being agenda, and improving our working environments and changing how we operate. And they're a great way of recognising that contribution. From my own point of view, I wanted to just say thank you to Tony and Jyoti as well. She wasn't expecting me to say thank you to her, but Tony and Jyoti are very much behind and very much drivers of our approach on health and well-being, and have played a key part or a key role in making sure that minds matter here at A&O, perhaps in a place where people wouldn't expect it to do so. So thank you very much, Tony, and Jyoti I know is online, so thank you, Jyoti. Fortunately for you, I'm not comparing the award ceremony, so I'm going to leave the stage and hand over to Harriet, who is going to compare the award ceremony for you. But thank you for listening, and thank you for being here today.
Are we playing VT? I know we're playing VT. Okay, we're having the first La La Land moment. We've got it out of the way. Hooray. Good evening. I'm Harriet Beveridge. Can we get any beverage-related heckles? Before we go any further, it's usually a couple of minutes before someone says something like, oh, I fancy a beverage. So, I am your compere for this evening. I am an executive coach, I'm a keynote speaker, I'm doing an MSc at the moment in the psychology and neuroscience of mental health. And I am also a stand-up comic. And I think that, well, I'm a passionate believer in the power of humour to really look after our mental health. So I hope I bring some appropriate warmth to proceedings this evening. I've also got some lived experience of mental health challenges. So my last Edinburgh Fringe show was called Estrogen Armageddon. And my son has got ADHD. So I'm actually on HRT for menopause-based anxiety, and my son is on drugs to aid his concentration. And comedically, the pills look very similar. Hasn't happened yet, but one of these days, we are going to get them muddled. And I will find out if the cliches are true, and maybe I'm going to kind of power through the laundry, you know, with conviction. And I don't know, maybe my teenage son will suddenly join the Adele fan club, or start wearing sensible shoes. I don't know. All of the shortlisted people at this stage, all of the people who are shortlisted reward, are looking down at their high heels and thinking, oh God, what have I done? I am a big fan of getting the support that we need. I got cognitive behavioural therapy a few years ago to help with anxiety. Found it really, really, really useful. Didn't start off well though. Didn't start off well. In the first session, the therapist, who was lovely, she said, we're going to start off gently, Harriet. I'm going to introduce you to the idea that how you think about things and how you talk about them can really impact how you feel about them. So I'm going to introduce some phrases. Let's start off with something really vanilla. So just think about these following phrases. I hate doing the washing up. Okay, I hate doing the washing up. I prefer not to do the washing up, but I could do if I wanted to. Okay. I'm choosing to do the washing up. What phrase, really resonates with you, Harriet? And I said, I'll ask my husband to do the washing up. So, let's crack on with tonight. So, in terms of the This Can Happen Awards, the hottest awards ceremony of the year. So thank you, Alan Overy, for your amazing aircon tonight. So the purpose of This Can Happen Awards is celebrating the best in workplace mental well-being, and crucially sharing the knowledge. So we all get to steal the case studies from the winners today. All right, so we can shamelessly do that. We've got 16 awards to give out this evening. 14 of them were voted by the judges. We've got the Founder's Choice Award, which is awarded to a special person who's demonstrated outstanding commitment to furthering workplace mental well-being. We've also got the Grand Prix, which in my neck of the woods they'd call the Grand Prix. And that's going to be awarded by Alan Overy to the entry that was felt to sit head and shoulders above the rest. Now this year the judges worked through an astonishing number of entrants, and they've whittled it down to a shortlist of 62 entries. It was a very busy judging room, and it wasn't an easy task, so let's take a look at the judges at work and see what they have to say.
Being a This Can Happen Awards judge is a privilege and an honour, and the thing I like best about it is the amazing people that I get to meet on the day. All my fellow judges are from all different backgrounds, different organisations, and I always learn so much from them and from all the shortlisted entries. What we look for in a winner is the results or the impact of the initiative, but I think also it's the heart, it's the motivation that sort of drives people to do these amazing things in their organisations.
This Can Happen was the very first place that I actually felt like my voice was similar to everyone else around me. So to be invited back as a judge this year is truly humbling, and to be surrounded by so many individuals who have a wealth of experience in this sphere is just incredible.
For this year, I feel that the conversation on mental health has really moved on. So we're not just seeing applications that are talking about base level and simple interventions. We're now seeing applicants that are talking about very complex handling of difficult and very challenging mental health conditions.
Okay, so how is this going to work? Well, first of all, I'm going to be announcing the category of each award. And then I'm going to say which organisations have been shortlisted for those awards. There sometimes will be some highly commended folks. So when that happens, if you've been highly commended, then at the end of the ceremony, if you could pop and get your certificate, but you can chill out and chill your boots during the ceremony. I'll be inviting some of our partners and ambassadors up onto the stage to present the awards. We'll also be putting up some of the judges' comments as winners come up, so it'll be interesting to see those. So, to be clear, winners come on stage, highly commended, don't come on stage, get your certificates afterwards. In the case of emergencies, the exits are there. If you could switch your phones off, have a good flight. So, let's start off with the first category, and the first category is Best Mental Wellbeing in the Workplace Strategy for a Small and Medium-Sized Enterprise. So this category recognises workplaces with fewer than 750 employees that have implemented an exceptional strategy to strengthen mental wellbeing in the workplace. And the shortlist is Ingenuity Group, Jamie, Landor & Fitch, Punter, Southall and Aspire. And a round of applause for a highly commended in this category, which was Punter, Southall and Aspire. And to present the winner of this award, can we invite up onto the stage Natalie Shard from Suez, and she's already here like a ninja.
Thank you. I'm delighted to announce tonight's first winners, and they are Ingenuity Group.
Fantastic. Our second award category is Best Mental Health Wellbeing in the Workplace Strategy for a large company. So can you guess what that is? It's for workplaces with over 750 employees that have implemented an exceptional strategy to strengthen mental wellbeing in the workplace. And the shortlist is Avanade, Bank of Ireland, Experian and Wave. You're going to keep this up all night because you set the standard high now. So to present this award, please can you invite on stage Carolyn Bogush.
And the winner of the Best Mental Wellbeing in the Workplace Strategy for a large company is Bank of Ireland.
Did you notice that the folks who are sitting at the back get the full kind of, down the aisle, there's a sashaying. So I'm expecting full blue steel if you do that, all right. Right, our third category this evening is the most inspiring mental well-being champion or ally. So this award allows companies to recognise an outstanding champion or ally who's shown dedication in supporting their colleagues. So it's either nominated by colleagues or the folks themselves. So this individual will have demonstrated their ability to go above and beyond in supporting their colleagues. So the short list is Brenda Nell from Motability Operations, Kendall Turner-Lennon from LexisNexis, Matthew Fortley from Schroders Personal Wealth, and Vicky Goodwin from VocaRail. So there was a highly commended that the judges gave in this category, and the highly commended goes to Brenda Nell from Motability Operations. So to present the winner of the award, please welcome on stage Lucy Dennis from Cruise.
Thank you. And the winner is... Oh, make it nice and hard for me. Vicky Goodwin.
Okay, moving swiftly along. So our next category is Best Product or Technology Solution. So recognising the best product or technology which assists organisations with their workplace mental wellbeing programmes. So the shortlist for this category is Apiary Life, Make Real and Lloyds Banking Group, and Mental Health at Work CIC. Just to clarify, right, the judges have already decided that there's not a clapometer. Some people really whooping at the back, which I'm loving your work, I'm loving your work. So there was a highly commended in this category, and they were Make Real and Lloyds Banking Group. And to present the award, please welcome to the stage Matthew Fell from Bloomberg.
Good evening, everybody. And the winner for Best Product or Technology Solution is Apiary Life.
I think we should have a award that goes to the cameraman walking backwards each time. Or perhaps you should try and give him a task by doing the most convoluted way up to the stage that you can manage. Okay, next. Sorry about that. Next up is the Best Mental Health Consultancy Award. So this category recognises consultants, trainers or agencies that can demonstrate that their work is implementable and successful. So the shortlist is 50/50 Coaching, Apiary Life, and Recovery for Life. And to present this award, please welcome to the stage This Can Happen Ambassador James Lindsay.
Hi everyone. The winner of Best Mental Health Consultancy Award is Recovery for Life.
Okay, and the next category is the most successful culture change in the workplace. So this recognises companies that have supported the mental well-being of their colleagues whilst making the cultural shift to hybrid and agile working. So the shortlist is Ogilvy UK, Essence Mediacom, and People Unboxed in partnership with Rentokil Initial. So to present this award, please welcome to the stage Jack Ellis, This Can Happen Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. So the winner is, sorry, clumsy with paper, Essence Mediacom.
And the next category is Best Employee Network or Resource Group. So this looks at networks that can demonstrate that they've been instrumental in supporting colleagues with their mental well-being. And there's quite a long shortlist here, all right? Lots of folks doing really amazing stuff in this space. So the shortlist is Accenture UK, Deutsche Bank, Chiara Quirin, Pacific Life Ray, Starbucks, Swiss Ray, and that lot. So there was a highly commended in this category, and that went to Starbucks. And to present the award, This Can Happen Ambassador Emma Flaxman.
Hello. Right. Let's see if I can get the envelope open and open the paper quickly. Yes. The winner for Best Employee Network Resource Group is Deutsche Bank.
Okay, we're going to have a bit of a breather. We're going to take a break here to have a panel discussion. So this is your chance to shamelessly steal all of the good ideas from some of the winners, all right, so that we can embed workplace wellbeing across everyone here. So please welcome to the stage co-founder of This Can Happen, Zoe Sinclair. And also a couple of our winners. We've got Alison Corner from Engenuity Group and Hannah Longman from Deutsche Bank.
Pick up your microphones. So, first of all, congratulations to you both. When I said to you, I talked to you during this award ceremony, you didn't know you'd won. So congratulations to you both. And I think the purpose of this is, it's all very well people coming up on the stage and everything, but we want to understand why you've won, why the judges, gave you this award. And I think we've got two very different companies here. A small company, Ingenuity, a very big company, Deutsche Bank. And I think that's just what I'd like to really focus this very brief discussion on about, company size and the challenges of implementing in a small company and the challenges of implementing something in a large company. So, Hannah, coming to you first, just tell us sort of where you sit in the organisation and what you do with regards to mental wellbeing and your network award that you won.
Thank you. So I'm a vice president at Deutsche Bank. I'm an audit remediation program manager by day. When I was around about 30, I was diagnosed autistic. And a couple of years after that, I'd sort of processed that diagnosis and thought, okay, where's everyone else like me in this organisation? Because I knew the stats, I knew the size of the company. And I started blogging about it because I couldn't find those other people within the firm. And the engagement that we got through those blogs was really pleasantly surprising. And from there, we sort of snowballed. We booked some webinars, we decided to run an internal campaign, and we then managed to get management board sponsorship. And that's where things really then started to take off. So now we are a global network. We have 600 people on our internal list. We do a number of things that you would probably expect, like signposting, for example, but one of the really key things is we provide peer support to our neurodivergent colleagues. And some people might think, well, what does that have to do with mental well-being? So there's a lot of conditions that sit under the neurodiversity banner, but just to pick two, autistic people, 40% of autistic people are diagnosed with one or more anxiety condition. And people with ADHD, by the time they're 12, have received 20,000 more negative comments than their peers.
Wow. Okay, that is a really interesting statistic, obviously, for us all to hear. Just staying with you for one more question, Hannah. In terms of the size of your organisation, do you think that has helped or hindered?
I think it's really helped because the global scope that we have means that we could have one person in the UK talking about neurodiversity, one person in Germany, one person in the US. It magnifies what we're talking about because we started off doing this globally initially. And so all of that is amplified across the different locations, and we have more personal stories to pull, if you like, in terms of sharing people's experiences.
Okay, so the personal story element's very interesting. So, to come to you, Alison, tell us about the role that you actually play, and also, in terms of your size, in difference to Deutsche Bank and what Hannah has done. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. So I'm Alison Corner, I'm Head of People at Ingenuity. We're a small not-for-profit organisation, so our head count stands at 120 at the moment, so very different size to yourself. So our strategy really has been a holistic strategy that we've tackled from the top down and the bottom up. We've tried to, because of such a small organisation, we have to build that trust. Yeah. So we've worked with our leadership team to share some of their stories or be present and visible, as well as training our managers and working with our employee champions as well. So we've almost tackled it from every angle. I think the leadership element has definitely helped. So we've got a brilliant exec team, and Anne, who's our chief exec. So a bit of a light bulb moment for people, I think, was when we did our mental health manager training, and Anne went along to that training. and everybody was asked where they sat on the continuum, mental health continuum, green, amber, red. We were some point in COVID at that point, I can't remember, but we were still in the sort of lockdown, and everybody put their hand up, including Anne, saying that they were in amber. And Anne was very open at that point, and she said, wow, I've just read this and realised I'm not okay. And I think that was such a pivotal moment for everybody in that room to go, wow, well, if the chief exec's not okay, then that makes it okay that we're not okay as well.
Yeah.
So that's really helped.
And initially, how did you get senior leadership buy-in to start any of this in such a small organisation?
So I think resource and budget is always a challenge in a charity. We started really doing some small things that are not expensive. So starting to link to, Mental Health Awareness Week, World Mental Health Day, sharing some resources, then starting to say, to Anne and the exec team, actually, if some of these comms come from you, that would be really good. And then I think that what we've had at Ingenuity is we've got the buy-in of the exec team from the beginning. Now, of course, once I start saying, can we have a bit more money for this and can we have a bit more money for that, then the business case does help. But they can see the impact that it's having on people. So one of the things that we've introduced last year was we've introduced a wellbeing index as part of our employee survey. And that was really interesting because we asked 2 simple questions. I feel mentally well at the moment, I feel physically healthy at the moment, and we can see how people across the business are feeling. And when they start to read some of the comments that are coming back saying, wow, the stuff that we're doing here is great, I've never felt so comfortable in an organisation, I feel I can talk here openly, then of course the exec team see that and say, wow, this is making a difference to people.
Yeah. And one last question from me for you. We've talked a lot today and heard a lot of stories in the personal experience, lived experience during the conference. Hannah mentioned, in such a large organisation, there's going to be potentially more people to tell their personal stories. Have you found that a challenge in such a small organisation for people coming forward with different mental health lived experience?
Yes, is the short answer. But I think over the 3 years that we've been working on our wellbeing culture and talking about this more, we have had more people who will be more open in whether it's a team meeting forum or a training course. I would say it's still a challenge because we are small, so therefore everybody does know everybody just about.
Yeah.
But I think the more that we are creating that culture where people feel that they are safe, we've talked about psychological safety today, the more that people feel that they can at least, if they don't want to share their stories, at least come forward and ask for help. And we've just had our latest survey results in, and the question, I feel comfortable asking for help with my mental health, has gone up by, I think it's off the top of my head, it's gone up by about 0.9 points, and it's only a 1 to 10 score, so it's gone from 7.5 up to 8.4 or something. So
amazing.
Actually, we're seeing the results.
Amazing, thank you so much. And Hannah, just to come to you with one last question before we get on with the other awards. In terms of another thing we've been talking about is sort of intersectionality and how diversity and inclusion is so important to the whole mental health, mental wellbeing story. You head up one specific network, but are you finding that it's really helpful, or do you work with other networks in your organisation? And if so, what are the benefits?
Yes, we do. So one of the significant things that we do, talking about the peer support, we found that about half of the people coming forward to engage with us were neurodivergent colleagues, and the other 50% were parents of neurodivergent children. And so we worked with one of the other employee resource groups, DB Family, to put together a neurodiversity family network, which again provides peer support. And it doesn't actually necessarily need to be parents. It can be anybody who maybe is or isn't neurodivergent themselves, but wants to be talking about things like, getting a diagnosis for a child, or being able to get support at school or school transitions, or those sorts of things. So yeah, it's been really important to us to work with those other networks.
And is there a specific mental wellbeing network as well? Or where do you sit within that?
Yeah, so there's a broad employee resource group called DB Enable. There's a mental wellbeing pillar of that and a neurodiversity pillar, so we're parallel.
You're a pillar of that. Well, listen, thank you, both of you. I think it just gives insights for everyone as to the great work that you're doing, and congratulations on your award. So thank you so much. Just put thank you so much. It was great.
Fantastic. And the next award is the Best Targeted Mental Wellbeing Initiative. So this is all around initiatives that either been implemented for a specific group of employees or for a specific challenge, to address a particular challenge. So the shortlist is dunnhumby, Fertility Matters at Work, Intuit, NatWest Group, Suez Recycling and Recovery UK, and Voca Rail. There were 2 highly commended for this category, and the 2 highly commended go to dunnhumby and Fertility Matters at Work. So, to present the winner of this award, please welcome to the stage Emma Devlin from our partner, Haleon.
Hey, and the winner is NatWest Group.
Okay, and now on to the most inspiring mental wellbeing lead. So recognising an inspirational mental wellbeing leader who has truly led from the front. And the shortlist for this award is Emily Howe of EssenceMedia.com, Emily Warren from Avanade, and Russ Martin from Ashurst. There is 1 highly commended in this category from the judges, and that goes to Emily Warren from Avanade. So to present the winner, please welcome to the stage Claire Neal from Mental Health UK.
So the winner is Russ Martin from Ashurst.
Are you sitting comfortably? Because the next award is the Storyteller Award. This category recognises inspiring storyteller who, through sharing their experiences, have created a positive impact. And there were a vast number of entries for this award. The shortlist is Anna May, Atif Chowdhury, Dr. Samantha Hugh, Eva Echo, Joe Bellman, Maya Rakora, Minal Matani, and Nicola Jones. There were 4 highly commended in this category, and they go to Minal Matani, Samantha Hugh, Anna May, and Nicola Jones. So to present the award, please welcome Danny Duplessis from Crowe Quirin.
Well done. So, the award for storytelling Joe Bellman.
So this next award is the best idea to engage colleagues. So it recognises simple, creative ways to engage colleagues about their mental well-being. And the shortlist is dunnhumby, Northern Trust, and there isn't a typo, Northern Trust is in again for another idea, Ogilvy Health UK, Schroders Personal Wealth, and Wave. So there were two highly commended, and they go to dunnhumby and Wave. So to present this award, please welcome Caitlin Clapperich from our partner Northern Trust.
Alrighty, and the winner is Ogilvy Health.
Award is a bit of a contradiction because as soon as they win it, they can't qualify for it. So this one is for the most inspiring unsung hero. So this recognises the folks who haven't yet had the recognition that they deserve in their hard work and commitment to well-being. So the shortlist is Emma Glenn from Essence Mediacom, Jim Lawrence from Brian K. Blayton Paisner, Kate Peters from People Unboxed, and Robert Wigmore and Leah Garnham from Starbucks. So two people were highly commended in this category, and they were Robert Wigmore and Leah Garnham from Starbucks. So to present this award, please welcome to the stage This Can Happen Ambassador Antonia Ferreira.
Hi everyone. So the winner for the most inspiring unsung hero goes to... I see what the problem is there. Jim Lawrence and Brian Cave.
to the best new workplace approach to mental well-being. So this is a workplace that's recently recognised the explicit importance of mental well-being and has taken the first steps to change the culture via a holistic and a focused approach. So the shortlist is Ernst & Young UK, Independent Assessment Services, Media Cause, and Team 17 Digital. There was a highly commended in this category, and that goes to Team 17 Digital. And to present this award, please welcome to stage Jessica Cherry from Practical Law Thomson Reuters.
Good evening, everyone. And the winner in this category is Media Cause.
So Media Cause, I hope you're watching online from America. Well done. And so we have Henriette Lang from This Can Happen to accept it from there on their behalf. Next, we have the most inspiring senior leader. So recognising senior executives who have really led from the front and demonstrated and banished stigma around mental well-being. So they've gone above and beyond their day job to advance mental well-being in the workplace. So the shortlist is Andy Macalesi from Pacific Life Re, Chris Tipping from the DM Lab, and Johnny Jacobs from Starbucks. So the highly commended in this category goes to Andy Macalese. And to present the winner of this award, please welcome Nicola Rumble from Swiss Re.
Stairs and envelopes, not good combinations. I was ready. Okay, so the winner for this one, most inspiring senior leader is Johnny Jacobs.
And once again, you might have noticed that wasn't Johnny Jacobs, right? And it wasn't a double act. It wasn't like Ant and Dec, Johnny and Jacobs. He couldn't be with us tonight. So colleagues from Starbucks, thank you very much indeed. Now, we're moving on to the Founders' Choice Award. So to explain all about this, please welcome back to the stage Zoe Sinclair.
To do any of the talking, we have a video to show you.
This year's This Can Happen Founders Award goes to someone who's taken their own personal tragedy and helped hundreds of people in their place of work. Grief looks different for everyone, and our award winner this year has been instrumental in building workplaces that understand grief both at a colleague and manager level. This year's Founders Award goes to Harley Cunningham at Virgin Media O2.
Harley's been working for me for the last 18 months or so as planning and integration manager here at VMO2, and Harley's been an absolute inspiration to us all in what she's been able to achieve with her Hug in a Box initiative. The Hug in the Box initiative ensures that people who have been through close family bereavement get the support they need through a package of useful information, support materials, and some well-chosen personal gifts and food vouchers, for example, to try and make those early days of such events just a little less painful. To do this, Harley was able to take a very tragic event in her own life and turn that into something so positive that it's already been able to help dozens of people in our company that have suffered through the bereavement of a close family member. It's been a hugely successful initiative, which is all down to Harley's inception, design, implementation, and dedication and hard work, and myself and our whole team are so proud of what she's been able to achieve. She has been truly inspirational.
Big congratulations to Harley for her award this evening. It's absolutely amazing what she's done with Hug in a Box. I've been fortunate to know Harley for the last year working with her, and she certainly puts everything into her day-to-day work as well as what she's done with Hug in a Box. I know it's helped a lot of people since she's rolled it out, so big congratulations, Harley, and well done.
The Hug in the Box that Ailey brought together just really brings all that information together for somebody, because when you're going through bereavement, like I was, I lost my father last January 2022, it's hard to know what to do, but I've got the book here that came with the Hug in the Box. It came at a time when I needed it, and you've got somebody in the company that's been through what you've been through and has put their experience to some good.
So as the People Strategy and Transformation Director for VMO2, making sure that there is an organisation in the moments that matter for our people is incredibly important to us. And when we launched our family-friendly policies last year, Harley was an incredible player in developing what that looked like for individuals experiencing bereavement. And the Hug in the Box was a game changer for us, and her lived experience and her openness to share has just been incredible, and we couldn't have done it without her. So Harley, a massive congratulations on your award. So proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So well deserved. Can you talk? You sure?
Good.
Okay, come sit down for a second. Here.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
You take that. Harley, huge congratulations. There will be some people in the room that will have heard you talk in the conference, but I just want to recap very quickly that you took, as it said on the video, a personal tragedy and saw that workplaces needed help. Tell us what you did, and tell us about your son.
So my son's name's James. He's a twin to his brother Edward, and he passed away from pneumonia very, very suddenly in February 2021 in the middle of lockdown, where we were stuck. Everyone was stuck at home, so the isolation was just combined with the grief was just the worst time of my whole life. And looking back, I don't know completely anyone that's gone through a bereavement. I don't know how I got through it. I've done CBT, I've done counselling multiple times. I've been on a few courses. I felt like I was obviously missing something in my life, and I've been in business for nearly 17 years now in sales and marketing, working for big companies. And I thought, what's the one thing that, there's a massive gap here between like what bereaved employees actually need in the workspace and what large employers, or any employers, I guess, are offering. So I was like, so what is this gap? So I did this survey, and I put it on our workplace group, and I was surprised about the number of respondents. So I got 600 people responding to the survey, and it turns out, and I went to HR and I said, how many people took sick days last year because of bereavement? 1,000 people did. We've got 18,000 people working in our company, as I said before. So that's 1 in 18 that took the full 2 weeks full paid bereavement leave. And I went to HR and I said, look, we've got to do something about this. They were amazing. They were totally on board. In this day and age, It's not just a bereavement policy that you need. It's all the management toolkits that I worked on and built. It's an employee tool. So I guess from, I mean, I could go on this for hours, but from a manager's perspective, they need support by the organisation to support them. Because 50% of the managers on this survey came back and they said, I don't know what to say. I feel unsupported by the organisation. I'm a human at the end of the day. I'm scared of getting it wrong. So I created this toolkit for managers to talk about language, things to say, things not to say, just based on an experience that I went through, but other bereaved employees as well from the survey results. And then I created a toolkit for employees to talk, just links to charities and help, because there's all types of bereavements out there, and people react to bereavement in different ways. So people can pick and choose what they would find useful for them. So there's a toolkit. The toolkit then goes in this physical box that gets sent to their home address within 5 days of them telling the organisation about the bereavement, and it includes a book, an amazing book on grief, little packet of seeds, cook vouchers as well, because the last thing you want to do is to be cooking when you're in a, when you're traumatised like that. So it's I work with HR on improving the policy to make sure that the policy is all about anyone that gets bereaved in your family, not just a mother or a son or a daughter, and having compassionate days. So it's not just about the short-term bereavement at the beginning. It's about like those occasional days, the Christmas, birthdays, anniversaries. They're going to be trigger points throughout the first year especially. And then it's working with the people, so making sure there's something for managers and employees. And the third thing that's kind of key is culture, and that's something we need to do more of in our organisation. They would admit that. So making it role models is a great thing that people talked about today. So getting senior leaders to talk openly about death in the workplace. Me saying that death on stage is a bit scary for some people still. We need to be more open in talking about this because it affects everyone. So thank you very much.
I had so many questions and you've answered them all so amazingly. No apologies. I think everyone here totally understands why, as a founder of This Can Happen, I thought Harley was such a worthwhile winner at recipient. And honestly, I think you've also given everyone in this room and at the conference today ideas to go back to their workplace about, and we all want to shout about grief in the workplace and make people more informed, and to be able to take your hug in a box idea, which is so fabulous, and we're going to take good lessons from you. So Harley, congratulations on such a well-deserved award. Okay. Oh, I think we need a photo. I'm sorry about that. Okay.
Remember the bag.
Yeah, bag, Harley.
Gosh, so we're at the final award of the evening. Just before I ask Tony Graves from Allen Overy to come up, there will be a QR code going up in a minute, which is a chance for you to be able to download the case studies from the award. So please, all the fabulous ideas that we've heard, this is your chance to download how they did it and how we can share the initiatives in wherever we're working. So it is my absolute pleasure. This is the This Can Happen Grand Prix prize. So it's absolute pleasure to ask the jury chair, Tony Graves from Allen Overy, to come and present the This Can Happen 2023 Grand Prize.
Before I announce the winner of this category, I would just like to congratulate all of the organisations that were shortlisted, and of course all of the winners tonight. As Harriet just said, not only is it recognition for the amazing work that you all do, but we also get to learn from you. So thank you. So when we were thinking about the winner of this final category, the reason that, or one of the reasons, because there were very, very many, but one of the reasons we chose this was because of the amount of change and the scale of the impact that this team achieved in a very, very short space of time. And so it gives me great pleasure to announce the winner of this category of the Grand Prix or Grand Prix, I'm not quite sure now, is Deutsche Bank.
Wow. Well, that has been quite the roller coaster ride. So, huge thank you again to Alan Overy for hosting this evening. Can we give Alan Overy a round of applause? Thanks so much. And here is the QR code. So get your phones at the ready, download the case studies and share all of the good stuff that we've talked about tonight. A couple of reminders. So in a minute, I'll be asking that all the winners and all the folks who got highly commended, please come up to the stage so we can have a full photo of everyone on the stage. Come and grab your certificates. But thank you very much for your warmth and energy as an audience tonight, and I'm looking forward to hearing all the ideas buzzing around. And this is going to sound perhaps a little bit cheesy, but I was thinking, as I was hearing some of the things in the conference today and the awards that have been awarded this evening, that, can we really get to a place where mental well-being at work is just what we do, that it's just a thing that is foundational and it's an everyday thing. And I think after tonight, yeah, this can happen. Thank you very much.